Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some time with me today. I thought that today I would do a quick get ready with me using the products that I spoke about in my favourites for February, because these are what I've been using, and I just thought I'd do what I do kind of on a normal everyday basis when I'm going to do a school run, or I'm going to the supermarket, or just even pottering around the house. And I'm sorry about the lighting. We actually have really bad weather here at the moment, and yeah, it's not great, so the lighting isn't great. We have snow and yeah, it's very strange, but anyway, yeah, I'm going to use what I spoke about in my favourites video for February, and as I say, this is what I would do just on a normal everyday basis if I'm not wanting a kind of a very made up look. And at the moment I've been inspired. Actually, I was reading a magazine about Meghan Markle, who's engaged to marry Prince Harry in May, and in the article it was talking about her beauty favourites, and she spoke about loving the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer Radiance, which I don't have, but I do have the tinted moisturiser, and I've been using that, and also her love of the Nars Orgasm blush, and so that she has a very natural look, but it's very polished, and that kind of had sort of inspired my favourites for the month. So I said I would dig out the foundation, the tinted moisturiser, because I hadn't been using it, and it was a sample size or travel size that I purchased in Sephora last year. So I'm going to stop rambling and just get to it, and I can chat as I'm doing it, and I'll try not to keep you too long. So I hope that the lighting is okay. I have a mirror here that I'm going to use as well. So actually I might just grab my smaller mirror. Just one sec. Now, sorry about that. It's just easier to hold in my hand as opposed to the other one that has that lights, it has a heavier base. So as normal, I'm going to start with colour correcting my dark circles. Now I have nothing on my face except my skincare. I have a little bit of lip balm, and if I don't put mascara on and do my brows, I look like I have no features. So I just put some gimme brow in this morning, and the kids are off school at the moment because there's a status red weather warning, so the schools are closed at the moment, so everybody is here. But I still put on my mascara, and that was a few hours ago, so it's probably, yeah, it's still looking kind of okay. And my gimme brow, so that's all that's on my face apart from my skincare. So you can see that I struggle with kind of, first of all, the dark circles under my eyes, which I think are hereditary. My mum had them, and this redness in my cheeks that I don't know if the camera will pick up on it. They're kind of like broken capillaries. So again, my mother had them, and I think it's hereditary. So I'm going to colour correct under my eyes with my Catrice Camouflage Cream, and I use this every single day, as you can see. So I'm just going to pat that in, and I put that on before I put anything else on. And I do like this. I'm not going to say I don't want to try any other one, but I do like it, and it's certainly working for me. But I'm not sure if I'd like to try one that might be slightly creamier, maybe slightly, I'm not saying this is drying, but just one that's slightly creamier. But it does work. It definitely works, and you can just place it where you need it, and it does blend in. So if it looks a bit yellow at the minute, it will blend in. So that's my Catrice colour corrector, and excuse my hair up just so it's easier. Now I'm not going to use a primer. I'm going to use, this was in my favourites, and it's the Laura Mercier tinted moisturiser, and it's in the colour Nude, and I mix that with, because I'm trying to use this up, it's my YSL Top Secrets BB Skin Perfecting Cream. So, and this one is in, I think it's in medium. Does it say? I think it, yeah, it's worn away, but I think it was medium. It was written there. So it's a little bit dark for me on its own, but when it's mixed with something else, I've been mixing it with foundations as well. But these are my go-to. They were my go-to for the month of February. I've really been enjoying them. So what I'm going to do is put a little on my hand. Whoops, a little bit more than I had hoped. That's the Laura Mercier. And then I'm just going to literally give it a shake. I'm going to literally put a dot, I hope you'll be able to see this, a little bit in there. So it just warms it up a little bit more. It's not necessary really to mix them. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to mix the two. I'm trying to use up the YSL. And I find with BB creams and tinted moisturisers that they go on better with my fingers. I probably put a little bit too much out. And I'm just spreading the product as opposed to sort of rubbing it into my skin. Blend it up and out. And this doesn't really give a lot of coverage, it just evens the skin tone. I do have a little light in front of me, but I don't know if it's making a huge difference, except maybe putting a sheen on my face. Now I'm going to have to use my mirror because it looks a bit different on camera. It actually looks fine in real life. I'm going to blend a little more down onto my neck, but I don't know if it's going to pick up. It just has evened things out and warmed up my skin. And I probably, this is my second video today, so well, it's the, yeah, I'm doing a couple of videos today, so. Now, I don't know if you can pick up, if that's picking up on camera, but it's evened out my skin tone. It hasn't really covered the redness as such. A little bit more on my neck, but it's only a tinted moisturiser, so it's not going to do a huge amount in that sense. It literally just kind of warms up the skin and evens things out, and that's really all I want on a daily basis. Because I'm talking about, you know, running out to the supermarket or going on the school run with the kids, where you don't want to. And we walk to school, so I don't necessarily want a big face of makeup, and yet I want to look kind of pulled together. So that's my base. So they've been my favourites for the month. For blush, again, I was inspired by that article about Meghan Markle. Actually, no, I'm nearly forgetting. I do powder a little, just to kind of give it a little bit more wear, and I've been using my, oops, I don't want to blind you, number 7 airbrush translucent finishing powder. And I really do love this. In fact, they have, I'm just sort of pantsing it on as opposed to rubbing it in. And I can hear my daughter in the next room, she's humming. Sort of pantsing it on, and then I'll blend to sort of buff things, and a little down onto my neck. They actually have the vouchers at the moment, and I think, well, in Dublin anyway, and they're running out on Sunday, so I might buy another one, although I'm not really, I don't think I'm really, no, I'm not near the end of it, but not going to panic buy. So for my favourite blush this month has been Nars Orgasm, which is that one. You can see it's very well loved, and I'm slightly disappointed. Now, I do have it a while, but my packaging has broken. I don't know if you can see that there. I don't want to move it around too much, but the packaging has broken. So the hinge is broken, so I have to be careful with it. So literally just tapping into that and putting it on the apples of my cheeks. And again, kind of pantsing it on as opposed to rubbing and spreading and pantsing it on, just in the right place. And that just gives a nice flush to the cheeks, very natural. Nothing too extreme, although it might look more extreme on camera. And then generally what I do is I get my blank canvas, and it's the F25, it's the big powder brush that I use to put on my my setting powder, and I just kind of blend everything out like that, so it just softens the lines. Okay, then I would do my brows, and this, I didn't include it on my favourites, it's just one that I use all the time, and it's my NYX eyebrow pencil. It's the thicker one, and it's in the colour charcoal, and it just suits, I'm going to need my mirror for this, it just suits the colour, the tone in my hair, which is an ashy grey, as opposed to, you know, it's a cooler tone as opposed to a warm brown, and I'm literally just giving a little bit more definition to my brows, and I will use the little brush. It's a dual-ended brush. I just follow the natural line of my brows, and what do they say? Brows are sisters, not friends. So this one tends to have more of an arch, and this one is rounder. So I just go with the natural shape, and I bring it in a little bit more because my brow hair is quite sparse, and then just with a little brush soften it out and brush the hairs into place. So that's that. Now on my lids I'm just using my Maybeline Colour Tattoo. This one here, sorry, I've spoken about this many times. It shows you that I really do use it. Look, it's a bit like MAC Painterly, and on a daily basis I would just use this to even out my lids. I didn't really include it in my favourites because I've included it in many favourites before. So just pop that on, and I do like this, and I don't find it drying. One of you was asking me, I can't remember offhand who it was, one of you was asking me, is it drying on the lids? It is quite like the texture of MAC Painterly paint pot, and even the colour is very similar. So if you're best off to try these things to see, will it suit? Just go into the shop if you can. I mean, in Ireland, with drugstore makeup, we can try everything. There's testers for everything, so you can try out the consistency and so on, and the texture. You can't really return things unless you've had a very severe reaction. But with higher end stuff, we can't. I'm just tying my belt here. We can't return higher end makeup. So I think you can in the States, but this one I do like. It gives a very even, it just kind of neutralizes any blueness or veins or anything. And here I am at 12 minutes and I'm saying I'm going to be quick. But Boots number 7 do a similar one. It's in a tube with a little doe foot applicator. It's a similar colour, so it might be more creamier and it might be more suitable if you were worried about dryness on the lids. Now I am going to use my Sephora Eye Contour pencil, which I really need to sharpen. But actually I have a new product here that I'm going to show you as well. So I'll do what I need to do with this, and then I can top up with the other one. So you've seen me do this technique. I did a video, and I think it was my last video, on how to achieve a winged liner for deep set hooded eyes. So I'm going to do that again. And what I do is I go in to the base of my lash on the, underneath, go to the base, and you can either do little dots, pushing, by pushing the pencil, or I just like to do kind of a line. And I know some people are kind of unnerved or freaked out by doing something like this, but it's okay if you just keep your eye focused in the mirror, and it won't, if you start thinking about it, then you'll start blinking. And if you just kind of keep looking at your pupil, and I pretend to bring it down into the corner. So I hope you can see that I hope you can see, I'm trying to look in the mirror, that there's more of a definition in this one. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm not really doing the waterline, it's the roots of the lashes. And this really needs to be sharpened. So this was my holy grail eye pencil wise, because I found that it was pretty good for not breaking down on me. I have oily lids, nothing else is oily. I don't know if you can see that, it's a slightly more definition. So here. It has slightly more definition. Now I'm going to go in on the top part of my lash as well, into the lash line. So rather than aiming for my lid, I'm aiming for the root of the lashes, and I'm going to give it more definition in that way. So I hope you can see that by comparison with the other side. So I'll just do the other side as well. And sometimes it's hard to kind of get the lash, the root of the lash. Sometimes you end up putting it on the skin, and that's okay. It's just, that's your guide. So you place it wherever you're comfortable. Now, I could just leave it like that if I didn't want to do anything else. I could just leave that, just gives a nice bit of definition. But I generally like to give a little tiny bit of a wing. Now, you can see how soft that is. The pencil is, I need to pare it. So this is something new. Now I didn't include it in my favourites, but this is something new, and it's the Sleek. Isn't it Sleek? Yes, I think it's Sleek. Gosh, I've had to pare it down, and I think it is Sleek. It's, anyway, it's an eyeliner, and it's in the colour Cocoa, and it's waterproof and smudge proof. Yes, it's Sleek makeup. I don't know if that will pick it up. You might, but there's the colour Cocoa. So it's very similar in colour, and I mean the guide colour would make it look, this is the Sleek and this is the Sephora, but if I swatch them, they're not dissimilar. So this one, the top one here, is Sleek, and this one here underneath is Sephora. So they're not dissimilar. So I think, and this is easier for me to get, and actually it seems to wear a little bit better, because I find it, liners in general break down on me. So this is what I'm going to be testing, but for the purpose of this, just to kind of, it has more of a point at the moment. So what I showed you last time was to go in again underneath your lashes and come down to where your lid finishes. And that's, for me, that's the natural place to bring the liner out to form a wing, like that. Now I'm not going to do a major wing because, well, first of all, I don't do major wings, but so I hope you can see that it has winged out, and it's where my lid naturally finishes. And I'll do the same on this side, and my eyes are not the same, so I have to be careful to get as similar a shape as I can, similar a wing as I can. So I hope you can see they're fairly similar. And just, you can join it up. Gonna play with it then and see, make sure that they're both kind of out a similar distance. Now, so I have the lid for that somewhere. There it is. Okay, so very quickly onto my lashes, and it's the Lash Paradise. I haven't included that in my favourites because I think I included it recently, and I do love it, but it's going very clumpy. So quick coat of mascara onto my lashes, get in at the base and pull up and out. I hope you can see. That makes a big difference. And the same then on this side. I have a different way of applying mascara to this eye. I don't know why. I suppose we all have our little idiosyncrasies and things like that we do when we're applying makeup. So again, into the roots of the lash and pull it up and out. I like to kind of fan them out. So I hope you can see that. Okay. Let's see if it's the same. Pretty much the same. Okay, and then very quickly for lips. Again, this is a running out the door. I had a couple of different ones in my, I included this. This is the Kiko. It's a lip balm. I bought it in Kiko in New York. And I don't have my glasses on. It's a coloured balm. And this one is in the colour Guava, I think it's called, and the writing is tiny. I'm not even going to try and show it to you, but you can see the Kiko logo, and it's a magnetic clasp. I love this. It looks kind of scary because it's corally, but when I swatch it, you'll see it's very sheer. So it just gives a lovely wash of colour. So if I'm running out and I don't want to look like I have mad lips, I put this on, and in the cold weather, it's really comfortable. And it's a nice complementary colour to go with the Nars Orgasm blush. So that's basically, now I have other lip products that I've included in but I'm not going to use them for this purpose. So what I'm going to do is pause, and then I'll just fix my hair, and you'll see what the more or less what the finished look is. But that's the finished makeup look. It's very minimal, it's very natural, and yet it's kind of put together, and I wouldn't mind going out like this. And I feel my features are a little bit more defined. Oh, I nearly forgot. I always use a little bit of concealer, and at the moment it's the Lancome Effacern creamy, long-lasting creamy concealer. That is all you need. That's it there. It's quite a substantial size, but that's all you need, and it goes, because it's so creamy, where's my mirror? Because it's so creamy, it goes such a long way. And I'm just placing it where I want to, and I do find that I don't really need to set this. It doesn't crease. Have I smudged? No. It doesn't crease, and it doesn't dry out my under eyes. I really like it. And it works well with the Laura Mercier. I'm hoping to get the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer Radiance. I want to try that, but Mother's Day is coming, so I'm dropping some hints. Okay, I'm going to pause and fix my hair, and then I'll come back to you. So, I've just fixed my hair. Didn't do anything very special. I just straightened it out. I always get like a kink in my hair here. I suppose I could call it a cow's lick, and sometimes I need to straighten this part. I got a little bit of lift into it, and I did that using another favourite for the month, which was the Percy and Reed hairspray. It's the Reassuringly Firm Session Hold hairspray. I really do love this. It doesn't feel like a hairspray, but it holds really well, and you can brush it out very easily, and it has a rather pleasant scent. I really like the scent. It doesn't smell too much like hairspray, and they have created products that are used, for the catwalk, so it's for changing the model's hairstyle quickly and easily, and yet giving the hold. So I really do like that, and that's what I used today. That's the only product I used, and I'm finding that if I spray it, lift my hair and just spray a little in, and the nozzle underneath at the roots, like that, you can kind of work it with your fingers and get that lift, and it holds as well. It really does hold. And I was using that when I think I was mentioning that my daughters were doing their ballet exams, so we used it for the buns. When you put the hair up in a bun, just to give it a bit of hold. So and they didn't mind it, and it's got a lovely fine spray as well. So that's the look using my February favourites, and I hope you liked it. I hope it was helpful. So let me know in the comments below if you liked it, and if you'd like to see more looks like this, or more get ready with me's like this. And thank you to all my new subscribers. You're so welcome. I love getting to know you all, and I love when you comment and take the time to comment and take the time to watch. So have a fabulous day wherever you are, and I will talk to you again soon in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.